Hi guys, I'm Claire from the Kitschy Kitchen, and today on 10 Second Living, I am here with the amazing Whitney Adams, and we are talking about biodynamic wine, which I'm pretty sure when I emailed you about it, I was like, moon phase wine?
Yes, you did. I'm like, what? Is that like that time of the month?
I know,
what lady wine? What is this?
Yeah, no, so it's basically, I mean, moon phases have something to do with it.
Totally. Once I put two and two together, I'm like, oh, biodynamic wine is what she means.
And in my head, I think of this as like woo-woo wine. You know, it's like a little woo-woo. It's like a little...
It is a little woo-woo.
Just a little bit.
I like a little woo-woo in my wine.
It's fun sometimes, though. So break it down. What exactly does biodynamic mean, and what does it do to the wine?
Okay, so biodynamic, the philosophy behind biodynamic farming in general was started with Rudolf Steiner in the 1920s. It was based off a series of lectures he did about agriculture, and it's really viewing nature as one kind of interconnected whole.
Okay,
and
cool.
Looking at a property and a farm and seeing how all the different pieces play with one another and relate to one another, and having a healthy ecosystem and a lot of respect for Mother Nature. So biodynamic wine in the vineyard, no herbicides, no fungicides, no pesticides, all natural treatments. Go with the phases of the moon, the waxing or the waning moon.
And that's like with even like plucking the grapes.
Yes, when you harvest, all of those things. When you transport the wine, when you are moving it to barrel, you keep in mind, a waxing moon, there's a lot of activity, a waning moon, not so much.
Interesting, so it's kind of like organic plus, like organic with
Totally.
with like a philosophy on top of it.
Exactly.
Okay. And I noticed on the back, there's a little insignia here that says Demeter. What does that mean?
Yes, so Demeter is the certification, the biodynamic certification. Now, not all wineries will have that because of the paperwork and the cost. And but Demeter is actually the Greek goddess of the harvest.
Oh yeah, she's the one. She went to Hades and had the pomegranate seeds. That's why we have seasons.
There you go.
That's science. That's why we have seasons.
So if you see the Demeter certification, know that this is a biodynamic wine through and through, from the vineyard into the cellar. And but you can ask too, because some won't have that on the label.
Well, it's like when you go to the farmer's market and they have almost organic produce, where the only reason why they can't be certified organic is because their next door neighbor is not organic. It's like it's like a thing, but they're basically organic. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar things. So when you've gone to biodynamic farms, what have you noticed? What's like the first sort of takeaway for you?
The soil is incredible. Even just after a couple of years and a couple passes of treatments, the soil is vibrant. It's like spongy almost under your feet, and it's moist. And they're not using any irrigation or anything like that. It's all dry farming. A lot of water conservation is a big part of it. And yeah, it's just so healthy. And you see rows of vines with grass growing in between, and wild asparagus and flowers, and it's just lovely.
Sounds idyllic.
It's like, yeah, it totally
gorgeous.
is.
Well, let's pour and let's talk.
Okay.
It says that you brought a biodynamic wine for us today.
I did. And this is a lovely, affordable wine from Spain, from Catalonia in the northeast side of Spain. And it's 100% Grenache or Grenache.
Yum.
And it's really lovely and just fresh. And it really shows the terroir of the vineyard and of the region. And I think that's what I love about biodynamic wine, is it's a very pure expression of the grape and of the place.
Well, let's pour. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, wine is poured.
Let's go for it.
Doing it. Boop.
Oh,
Real
it's
nice.
just so great.
I like how clean it is. I feel like there's not, I feel like there's a really unified palette here, and there's not a lot of other things going on.
It's definitely a more non-funky Bio-D wine, because some of them can be a lot more cloudy and unfiltered, and maybe a little yeasty. But this is just, super elegant and really well made.
Beautiful.
Beautiful minerality. You can kind of almost taste the earth.
What I love about this too is this is the kind of wine that I feel like you could just sit and drink all day. It's like a really casual, easy wine.
Yeah.
It's not super dense and thick and brambly or anything like that.
Right, but it still has some complexity, so I think it's a great wine for the dinner table as well.
Yeah, this would hold up to food really, really nicely. So break it down for me, like what in this wine do you taste? Since it's not super funky, it's not like farmhouse or anything like that. What to you reads biodynamic when you taste this?
I think just the earthiness of it, the minerality, the pureness of that, and how much that comes through. Just on the aromas and on the palate. just so nice. And it just feels so very Spanish.
Yeah.
I love when a wine really tastes of place, because some wines are very, you know, kind of seem very homogenous, and they could be from anywhere.
Yeah.
And this just feels very much of Spain and Garnacha.
Oh, I love that. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for telling me all about Woo Woo Wine, aka Bio-D Wine. This is great.
My pleasure.
This is so fun. Well,
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Olé.
For more fun ideas like this one, check out my blog, thekitschykitchen.com.
And for more of me, head to my YouTube channel, Whitney A, or my blog, whitneya.com.